Thank you for watching. This is Esther at Stampin Star Creations, here to show you how to make a fancy fold card using the Simply Succulents stamp set. I got this original idea from YouTube from a lady called Brenda Quintana, and she calls it the Pull Out Fancy Fold card. And here it is. You open the card and then you've got this fun flap fold with the circular focal point in the middle. So just showing you how that opens, so it gives you an idea of what we're going to create today and how the mechanism works. Quite a simple fold, but very effective. Okay, I've gone ahead and cut out some mint macaron cardstock, and the circle is about 6 centimetres or 2 3/8, and that's from the layering circle dies, and you can save that piece for later. Then for the card insert, I've changed it slightly, so I've got a bit of a border around the edges. So the card is 20 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres, or 7 7/8 by 5 3/4. Then I've gone ahead and scored that at 5 centimetres and 10 centimetres, or in inches it's 1 15/16 and 13 15/16. So you fold the card over like a normal card, and then you want to fold that flap back on itself and crease and burnish that fold. So you've got this flap fold here. Now be sure to turn this around so it's on the right hand side, because that's how the mechanism is going to work. So be sure to have the flap, the smaller side, on the right hand side, and that's going to fit in the card like so. And then that acts as your pull out section. So for the designer series paper, which is going to fit in that crease, this is a 4.8 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres, or in inches 1 7/8 by 5 5/8. And that just fits in the middle of the two panels. Or you might decide that you want the other side. This is from the True Love designer series paper. So using my 5.5 centimetre circle, or 2 1/8 circle, and this is going to fit on top of the black, which is 6 centimetres or 2 3/8, and that creates a border. I'm going to stamp the medium-sized succulent onto a couple of post-it notes and then onto my circle. We're going to do a bit of masking, so I'm going to cut around that succulent shape. If you have the dies, you can go ahead and use those. With scissors you get a bit more closeness when you're cutting around the edge. You kind of do want to go quite close or on the line, on the outline of that stamped image, and then just match it up and place a post-it note on top of the stamped image on your circle. Then going in with the smallest succulent in the set, I'm stamping one on either side, on top of the post-it note, and then a couple at the top as well, just to fill in the gaps. Then going in with the plant pot, and this is going just underneath the succulents, so it looks as if the succulents are sitting in the pot, and you're more than likely the pot will come off the circle, so don't worry about that. And then if you peel away your post-it note, it reveals that central succulent, which looks as if it's coming out of the pot, which is the look that we're going for. I'm just using my blender pens. This is the basic grey colour to fill in the colour of the pot, and then bringing in the lighter colour and going over the dark and going in from the other side excuse me, to create some shading. I've left a couple of spots on there for highlights. Then using my light Rich Raspberry blender pen, I'm just highlighting the edges of each petal. It's up to you how you colour in your succulents, but I thought I'd go for this method and just use it for all of the ones on this particular project. Then going in with the dark mint macaron with the thicker side of the pen, just to blend and fill in. Then with any of the white gaps that are left, I'm going to come in with the light mint macaron to fill in those colours. This can then get glued down onto the black circle. And then we're bringing on the largest succulent stamp, and I'm just going to add the image to the front of the card, just avoiding the circle as much as possible. Coming back in with my mint macaron blend pen, I just wanted to highlight the image on the front. So again, just going around the edges, and this is all I'm going to do with this, is just to highlight around each of those petals on the succulents. Then coming in with the scallop circle, this is 7 centimetres or 2 3/16 of an inch, and this sits nicely around that circle. And just carefully applying the glue. You don't want to have too much glue, but you want it strong enough to adhere, to act as a border around that cut out shape. So because we've cut out the centre of this circle, it is a little bit more flimsy. So just take your time, glue down a bit as you go round and try and get it to fit that circle. If you open up your card, you can see whether you've fitted it in or not, and you can adjust it appropriately. Don't worry about that ink that is soaked through. That is the nature of the alcohol markers. It is a strong pigment, so it will come through. Then we're just going to go ahead and stick our designer series paper into that panel. There will be a little border around the edge of that panel, so don't worry about that. There is a tiny white border around the edge. Turn it over and you want to stick down that main panel at the back. Remembering always having that right flap to the left. Sorry, no, to the right, to the right. Always having the panel to the right. So you can open it up like so. And then that folds inside your card. And then the picture's going to slot in there. So you want the glue just on that white piece inside. So close your card and you want to put glue only on that half piece of insert. So don't go gluing anything else. And we're going to pop the circle in so it sticks to that half piece. Just make sure it fits through your window and doesn't catch when you come to gluing that down. Then to finish off your card, we're using the black baker's twine, and we're just tucking that inside the mint macaron card. Just give yourself enough length to be able to tie a bow at the top. Now if you're not confident with bows, you might want to just maybe use ribbon or tie a knot or a bow instead and cut it off rather than wrapping it round. It's up to you. So I've tied a bow. I'm just going to cut off the ends. And then just push it towards the edge a bit more, and it just gives a nice detail to the card. Then using these iridescent pearls, or you can use black embellishments or whatever you have in your stash, and just adding a couple to the bottom and then balancing it out with one to the top of the picture. Give them a good press down, make sure they don't escape. And there's our lovely succulent fancy fold card, both fun and fancy. So you can write on the back, or there's space obviously inside the card. Just avoid that circle when you're doing your writing so it doesn't show through. I hope you enjoyed the card today. Thank you so much for watching along. If you're not already subscribing, please do, and give me a thumbs up if you've liked today's video. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good day.